So welcome to the Data Explorers Market Update with me, Will Duff-Gordon. So this morning's news is that the London Stock Exchange is in advanced merger talks with Canada's TMX. And the idea is that this combined exchange will be responsible for listing a vast number of the world's mining companies, which puts it in a strong position given how popular mining companies are. That doesn't seem to be that powerful an argument, but it's apparently going to happen nonetheless, this deal, quite possibly subject to regulatory approval. Are people short selling the LSE? Well, no, it's 3 or 4%, so it's not particularly high, but had been rising recently. It is higher in TMX at 6.5%, having been at 7.5% relatively recently. So there's a little bit of a base of short selling in these two, and that's not altogether surprising due to the sort of headwinds facing the exchanges at the moment. You have dark pools of liquidity, which is capturing more and more trading. You have the electronic trading initiatives, creating flash trading, some regulations possibly coming against that. You've got this sort of dilemma as an exchange. You have public shareholders and you've got to grow in profitability, and yet you're sort of also a public servant promoting price efficiency and market stability. So you can't necessarily kind of sell your data or use your franchise as much as you could. And you may also have loads of employees compared to some of the sort of newer, more nimble people like sort of Internet these days. So let's have a look at short interest in the rest of the exchanges. It's actually pretty low and falling, and maybe people are thinking that there's going to be, mergers, or people saw them coming, or whether or not they're just rising with the tide as we're in a sort of an equity bull market rally at the moment. I'm not quite sure, but it is key to know. Why is short selling so low? In Deutsche Boerse, it's like around 2%. NYSE Euronext is even lower. In NASDAQ, it's just kind of rather aggressively fallen recently to below 2%, and so it goes on. If we go over to Asia, we have the Singapore exchange taking over the Australian stock exchange. Now, there was some short selling in the Singapore exchange, but no longer. It's also low in the Australian exchange. And it's also low in the Hong Kong exchanges and clearing corporation, but again, there was some short interest about 6 months ago. So it's a low volume environment, another kind of major headwind against exchanges, but that is not stopping short interest sort of falling in many of these names. With the LSE kicking off, I wonder whether there will be more deals on the horizon. If you'd like to read the report, it is at dataexplorers.com/news.